Listen up, you donkey. You think you know food? Hate to break it to you, but your truffle oil wasn't made from truffles, and your vanilla extract? Well, that's probably just a lab-made derivative of crude oil. Don't even get me started on that shaker of Parmesan cheese. It probably has more wood pulp than actual cheese. But there's a whole other level of trickery that's downright criminal food fraud. Today, we're exposing these frauds and giving you the knowledge you need to avoid getting ripped off. Get ready to learn about 11 foods you didn't know were fake. Let's talk about truffle oil, that overpriced condiment that everyone thinks makes them a gourmet chef. Most truffle oil is made with synthetic ingredients, concocted in a lab by some chemist who's probably never even seen a real truffle. These imposters use chemicals like 2,4-dithiopentane to mimic the truffle flavor. Next time you see a recipe calling for truffle oil, swap it out for real olive oil and some chopped garlic. Vanilla extract. It's a staple in many kitchens, adding that unmistakable flavor to cookies, cakes, and countless other treats. It sounds so pure, so natural. You might imagine lush green fields and fragrant vanilla orchids. But hold your horses, because that vanilla extract you're using might have more in common with your car's engine than a vanilla bean. Surprising, right? Many vanilla extracts on the market are made from a synthetic compound called vanillin, which is often derived from crude oil. Yes, the same crude oil that fuels your car. Real vanilla extract, on the other hand, is made by soaking vanilla beans in alcohol. This process extracts the complex flavors from the beans. It's a slow and meticulous process, but it results in a product with a depth of flavor that you just can't replicate with synthetics. The richness and complexity are unparalleled. So, check your labels and be sure to choose real vanilla extract. Look for words like pure and natural on the label. Your taste buds will thank you for it. Not only will your baked goods taste better, but you'll also be supporting more natural and sustainable practices. Parmesan cheese, the king of cheeses. Because that green canister of Parmesan cheese in your fridge might be harboring a dirty little secret wood pulp. Some manufacturers bulk up their grated Parmesan cheese with cellulose, a common anti-clumping agent made from wood pulp. Real Parmigiano-Reggiano, the true king of Parmesan, is made with only 3 ingredients: milk, salt, and rennet. It's aged for months, developing a complex, nutty, and slightly salty flavor that's in a league of its own. So, ditch the green canister and invest in a wedge of real Parmigiano-Reggiano. Your pasta will thank you for it. Honey, liquid gold. But what happens when unscrupulous companies try to cash in on honey's golden reputation? You get a sticky situation, that's what. Some honey producers dilute their honey with cheaper sweeteners like high-fructose corn syrup, rice syrup, or even sugar beet syrup. Real honey is made by bees from the nectar of flowers. It contains natural enzymes, antioxidants, and pollen, which contribute to its unique flavor and health benefits. To make sure you're getting the real deal, always buy your honey from reputable sources. Look for honey that's raw, unfiltered, and locally sourced whenever possible. Olive oil, the liquid gold of the Mediterranean. But not all olive oils are created equal. One common scam is diluting extra virgin olive oil with cheaper oils like soybean oil, canola oil, or even sunflower oil. Real extra virgin olive oil is made from the first cold pressing of olives. It has a vibrant green color, a fruity aroma, and a slightly peppery finish. To avoid getting ripped off, buy your olive oil from reputable sources and look for the extra virgin label. Check the bottle for a harvest date and choose olive oil that's stored in dark glass bottles to protect it from light degradation. Fish, it's brain food, right? Packed with protein, omega-3 fatty acids, and essential nutrients. But what you see on the menu isn't always what ends up on your plate. The seafood industry is notorious for its shady practices with mislabeling and species substitution running rampant. Fish fraud is a global problem, with estimates suggesting that up to 20% of seafood is mislabeled. To avoid getting hooked by fishy business, do your research. Ask your fishmonger about the origin of their seafood. Choose seafood that's certified sustainable by organizations like the Marine Stewardship Council. Coffee, the lifeblood of millions. But what's really lurking in your morning cup of joe? While coffee beans are generally safe from outright fakery, there are still some shady practices in the coffee industry. Some coffee producers cut corners by adding fillers to their ground coffee. These fillers can include anything from roasted barley and chicory to twigs, sticks, and even sawdust. To avoid drinking sawdust with your breakfast, choose whole bean coffee whenever possible and grind it yourself. Look for coffee that's certified organic and fair trade. And if you're buying pre-ground coffee, choose reputable brands and check the ingredient list carefully. Fruit juice. It sounds healthy, right? After all, it's made from fruits which are packed with essential nutrients. Packed with vitamins, minerals, and antioxidants, fruit juice seems like a perfect addition to a balanced diet. But the fruit juice aisle is just as susceptible to fakery as any other part of the supermarket. Not all fruit juices are created equal. Many fruit juices are nothing more than glorified sugar water, with little to no actual fruit juice in them. They often contain high amounts of added sugars and very low fruit content. Some fruit juice manufacturers dilute their juices with water, sugar, and artificial flavors to cut costs and increase profits. This means you're not getting the nutritional benefits you might expect. Real fruit juice is made from 100% fruit juice with no added sugar, water, or artificial ingredients. This is the kind of juice that retains the natural goodness of the fruit. To make sure you're getting the real deal, always read the label carefully. Look for key indicators like 100% fruit juice and no added sugar. Look for juices that are 100% fruit juice with no added sugar. This way you can enjoy the true benefits of fruit juice without the unnecessary additives. Saffron, the red gold of spices. But with such a high price tag comes the inevitable risk of fraud. Saffron is often adulterated with cheaper substances to increase its weight and boost profits. Real saffron is the dried stigmas of the Crocus sativus flower. It has a deep red color, a slightly sweet and floral aroma, and a bitter, honey-like flavor. To avoid getting duped by saffron scammers, buy your saffron from reputable sources. Look for saffron threads that are deep red in color, with a slightly orange tip. Wine. A drink that has been cherished for centuries, celebrated in cultures around the world and enjoyed by millions, the nectar of the gods. It represents tradition, craftsmanship, and the art of winemaking that has been perfected over generations. But the wine industry is not immune to fraud, with counterfeiters and scammers looking to cash in on the popularity of this beloved beverage. These fraudsters are becoming increasingly sophisticated, making it harder for consumers to distinguish between genuine and fake products. Wine fraud can take many forms, from refilling bottles with cheaper wine, which can be sold at a higher price, to creating counterfeit labels for expensive vintages. These fake labels can be so convincing that even experienced collectors can be deceived. Real wine is made from fermented grapes, with minimal intervention from winemakers. This process ensures the authenticity and quality of the wine, reflecting the unique characteristics of the vineyard and the skill of the winemaker. It's a complex and nuanced beverage, with a wide range of flavors and aromas. Each bottle tells a story, from the soil in which the grapes were grown to the climate of the region. To avoid getting scammed, buy your wine from reputable retailers. These stores have a vested interest in maintaining their reputation and are more likely to sell authentic products. Be wary of deals that seem too good to be true. If a price seems unusually low for a high-end wine, it might be a red flag. Inspect the bottle carefully for any signs of tampering, such as mismatched labels or broken seals. These small details can be the difference between enjoying a genuine vintage and falling victim to wine fraud. Maple syrup, the liquid gold of the breakfast table. But the maple syrup industry is facing a sticky situation, literally. Fake maple syrup is flooding the market, with some producers substituting corn syrup, high fructose corn syrup, or even cane sugar for the real deal. Real maple syrup is made from the sap of maple trees. It's a labor-intensive process that involves tapping the trees, collecting the sap, and boiling it down to concentrate the sugar. To avoid getting sapped by syrupy deception, always read the label carefully. Look for maple syrup that's 100% pure maple syrup, with no added sugars or artificial ingredients. Outrow, don't be a donkey, demand real food. Well, there you have it, 11 foods you didn't know were fake. The food industry is full of cowboys and con artists looking to make a quick buck at the expense of your health and your wallet. But don't let them get away with it. You deserve real food, food that's made with integrity, using quality ingredients. So the next time you're at the supermarket, be vigilant. Read the labels, ask questions, and don't be afraid to demand the best. Now get out of my kitchen.